So don't ask me that. I don't know how he found his phone. So, and second, that was the play that I drew up. They ran it exactly the way I told them. Right when he came right out, I said, Judah, get everybody to get them to leave Quade and throw it across. But no, it was a great game. It was an exciting game. We knew it was going to be a back and forth game. We just talked about not letting the runs get too big. Hence, I called more timeouts than I ever have called this game. Just trying to keep the game close because they're an explosive team. They can make shots. I know the big fella wasn't there, but I thought they filled in admirably. I thought we did a really good job defensively for the most part on their three-point shooters, and they got going late. But that's an experienced team. But I'm just happy for our guys. I thought they battled. I thought they stayed with it. I can kind of go down the line. I thought Chris Bell, really did a good job of, sitting down in the second half and coming back in and making those threes. I think it was one that he tied back up. That's hard to do. I thought he stayed with it. I thought JJ was phenomenal right from the beginning. Right from the beginning of the game, he was locked in. He was ready. I thought we found him, and he took advantage of it. Judah again. Just impacting the game. Again, these two games that he's had, to me, are the best games he's had. The best games he's had. 13 assists, 10 points. I mean, he just controlled the game. He made the right plays. He got our shooter shots. He took what the defense gave him. He gets a lot of attention, and we've been talking about that. So again, that's how he can impact the game. He doesn't always have to score 20, but he can generate more than 20 by his passing ability. So I was just really proud of him, just kind of going down and just leading us and getting us into stuff and making plays. I thought Quadir, obviously the big shot, but he was really good defensively, scrappy, doing the things that he does. But, that shot was big for him. That was a big shot for him. And, I can't say enough. I thought Kyle just coming in for that one possession was huge. Again, as you know, this is how I talk to my team. I give credit to all my guys that step on the court because when we play like this and we play like a team, we can have wins like this. And this is a really, really big win for us. When they get full and healthy, they're going to make a run. So I'm just excited for our team, excited that we got the win, and I'll open up any questions now.
If Quadir wasn't able to get open, if Quadir wasn't able to get open,
I was joking, Mike. I was joking, Mike.
What were you actually looking for in that timeout?
Exactly what happened. Our best player to make a play. Our best player to make a play, put him in the middle of the floor, put our shooters in the corner. I had two best rebounders in the dunker spots. Quadir, he got a couple of offensive rebounds. To me, when you're in that situation, sometimes, you try to run some stuff, the ball keeps moving different hands and it never gets back to the guy that you want. I just wanted to get it into Judah. He had a really great feel for it in the middle of the game, in the middle of the floor. That's why I wanted him, so he can make the play, and he did. So that's what it was.
Adrian, I'm curious about what you've shown Judah over the last couple of weeks or so, because the last couple of games in particular, he has really looked for guys, and have you shown him something in particular, or what's happened with him the last couple of games?
I think, we watch every game. I think, starting with the Pitt game, I thought it more resonated to him how the reads and the defense, and obviously guys started making shots, and I think that built his confidence. And again, that's if teams play us like that, to try to stop him, they can't stop our shooters, and we got really good shooters. I tell everybody all the time, we've taken some tough shots early on in the season. These last couple of games, we've gotten easier shots, and if we can get some easier shots just off of our passing, we'll make our fair share. So I mean, it's just really just watching the film. I think he's starting to understand how people are playing him, and he's making them pay for it.
Coach, with a performance like this from JJ coming off another strong game against Pitt, what does this do for his confidence, for the rest of the ACC slate?
I hope he keeps his confidence up high and he keeps playing like that. But he's again, these last two games he's been locked in. He's not hesitating. He's very confident, sure. He came off of coming out of a timeout. He came off a pin down and made a great lob pass to Malik. So he's just out there making plays. And again, I'm just happy. If I got Judah and JJ playing like that and everybody else filling around, it'll give us a chance every game.
Judah has 17 rebounds over these last two games. How much is an emphasis for your guard play to start crashing the boards like they have?
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Again, Malik, we can't just rely on Malik to get all the rebounds. And a lot of times Malik, most opponents, he's kind of a little bit overmatched a little bit. So he's down there battling. So we got to clean up those rebounds. And we still left our fair share out there. I think the game would have been a little bit not as close if we'd got a couple of those rebounds out there. So we always talk about our guards rebounding. Being a good rebounding team means 5 guys rebound. And that's what we talk about.
Coach, this was the first game with students in the Dome since all the way back on December 5th. What can you say about their presence today?
I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. We need our students to come out. Again, we got the best venue in the country, and they were there today. Our guys felt them. Our guys were excited to play in front of their students, in front of home and being back with the students. They did an amazing job. When they come in, they make their presence known, and that's an advantage. We need that, especially these, every time we play. But these next, this next stretch of games, we need them out there, and we appreciate them. So I thought they made a phenomenal impact, especially when we were on our way back. When we got down and we started coming back. Once we got the game and within reach, I felt their energy.
Coach, another tough shooting day from Justin. What have you been telling him to keep him involved, keep him in the right mindset moving forward?
Keep shooting. Take good shots. Be aggressive. Sometimes it's not even a shot. Sometimes it may be a drive to get you going, get to the foul line. See the ball go in. We talk about that, but staying confident and just take your shots. Make your plays.
You briefly mentioned Kyle in your opening statement. Can you talk a little bit more about the decision to go to him on that one defensive possession and put him on George?
Yeah, George, I think he hit a bank 3, then he drove past Chris a couple of times. So I just wanted to get someone, that can be a little bit lower to the ground, make it harder on George, because George, to me, they kind of looked like that's what they were trying to do, trying to, utilize him because attention was on everyone else, and maybe it's not, but it looked like that. So I just wanted to, put a stronger guy that's lower that can get up under the ball. And Kyle is one of our better defenders as well, not taking another away from Chris, but he's pretty physical, and he's a good defender.
What does a game like this teach this team, particularly a young team, that maybe you can't teach them?
I think, I've been preaching, staying together and playing together. And, the way I try to, encourage these guys is as a team, doing it together. So I hope that they see these last 2 games. I think everyone has sacrificed a little bit. I think everyone really has, in these last 2 games, sacrificed a little bit, and we've come away with 2 huge wins for us. So I think, and I hope that, that's kind of sinking in with these guys, is that when we do it together and we make the right plays, we want to win, and they all want to win. I want to win, they want to win, and that's how you win.
Coach, you guys only turned the ball over 8 times today. Can you speak to how well your squad protected the ball, especially in the postgame?
I thought, a lot of that had to do with Judah. Again, his floor game was phenomenal, one of the best floor games he's had here. And I hope I keep saying that, after every game. But I thought he did a phenomenal job of taking care of the ball. And everybody else who had it, Malik, he did a good job on some of the stuff that we run. He has to be a transporter, a distributor for us, and I thought everyone just really locked in on the turnovers, because that was something that we knew we couldn't do that against this team. You cannot turn the ball over against Miami.
Chris Bell, can you talk about how hard it is to come back in the game after sitting out a good stretch and then getting two shots?
Yeah, it's hard, and I gave him credit, and I tried to give him a little warning. Hey, man, I'm getting ready to put you back in the game, get your mind right. And he said he was ready to go. But again, we talk about that. When you're in the game, obviously you're there, but when you get out the game, you got to stay in the game. So, I'll look at film. I think he stayed in the game, but when I came back to him, he was ready to go. So I was very proud of him, especially, like you said, sitting out that longer period to come in, and those were big shots. That was a big shot he made in the corner. That was a really big shot. So, I just give him credit of just staying with it, maturing.
Played with a double-double today, but he played the end of the game with 4 fouls, never really took him out towards the end of any point. Did you think about taking him out, or were you okay with him kind of playing maybe a little bit more careful?
It crossed my mind, but I didn't have enough timeouts, and I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get him back in the game. So I talked to him about just, hey, man, you got to show yourself, but be smart. And I trust him, he did a good job. He does so much for us. He's so important for us on both ends of the floor. But, he did a phenomenal job, and he doesn't, get the credit that he deserves. But it's 5 for 6, 11 rebounds, 10 points, just really defensively. He just impacted, especially on those ball screens. I was happy that he didn't foul out.
Coach,
Your team has gone on great three-point shooting stretches, some poor three-point shooting stretches, and then these last two games they've really come together, had some of their best three-point shooting performances of the season. How do you keep them consistent in doing that, not just for this home stretch, but in the games beyond that as well?
Keep sharing the basketball. Keep sharing the basketball. I think, you know, the more the ball moves, you know, like anything, you know, defenses mess up. They mess up anything, and you know, you keep moving the ball. You know, the ball will find the right people. And I thought, you know, Judah made a really big play when he rose up. Everybody kind of was in the air, then he just kicked it out for a three. But I think you got to just keep moving the ball and knowing, you know, for those other guys, knowing that for Judah, knowing JJ's hot, Quadir, those guys, knowing that JJ's going, knowing that JT's, you know, out there, and knowing where your shooters are at, and I think that can help us.
Pack and Cleveland kind of went on a heater there in the second half. What adjustments did you make on those two coming down the stretch?
The one adjustment we made is we switched Quadir and put him on Pike, a longer guy. But again, like we knew Pack was going. You know, he's too good of a player. So, you know, for the most part, you know, we feel good about our performance on him. And, you know, and he had 19. You know, like that's the type of player he is. But you know, you got to make him work. I just thought, you know, putting a longer defender on him, trying to make him work. That was, you know, kind of the idea. I don't know how well it worked, but you know, that was the idea.
Most of your games have been decided by double figures. You haven't been in many of these close games. Did you think your team was ready for this kind of close game coming out in the end?
You know, I thought if we, I thought yes, as long as, you know, we had some timeouts, yes. You know, I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, you got to be able to have those timeouts at the end. But if we get to end of game situations and we tied or we down one, I feel good about what we can do, how we can, you know, give a really good shot. You know, if we can stay close to games, I think, we got the ball a chance to win it. You know, I like our chances. Coach, thanks. Thank you.